Namaskar. Today we'll study the drug schedules in India. In India, as per the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and rules there under 1945 and 2001, the 10th Amendment, there are almost 25 schedules from Schedule A to Schedule Y. And we will discuss today what are the different schedules, and this video will be very useful for those who are aspirants of GPAT and other competitive exams, including the public service examinations for drugs inspector. And in GPAT, at least one question comes from this. More than one can also come. So let us discuss one by one. First, Schedule A. Schedule A gives the specimens of prescribed forms, all the available prescribed forms. Specimen is given in Schedule A. Schedule B states the fees for test or analysis in the drug laboratories like Central Drugs Laboratory or the State Drugs Laboratory or to the government analyst. The fees to be paid is given in for each test or analysis is given in Schedule B. Then Schedule C and C1 deals with biological and special products and any other special product is given in Schedule C and C1. Schedule D deals with all those drugs which are exempted from import. So it deals with exemption regarding import of drugs, Schedule D. Then Schedule E1 is the list of poisonous substances under Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani system of medicine. So it gives a list of poisonous substances under Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani system of medicine. Then Schedule F and F1, it gives details of standards of vaccines. So it includes all bacterial vaccines and any other vaccine from any other microorganism, even if it is not pathogenic and is having some antigenic value, all are included. So it deals with standards of vaccines. Then Schedule FF. Schedule FF deals with details of standards for ophthalmic preparations. Then F2, it deals with standards for surgical dressings and bandage cloth. F3 deals with standards for umbilical tapes. So these are all about Schedule F. Then Schedule G deals with those drugs which must be labeled with this caution: it is dangerous to take this preparation except under medical supervision. That means it includes all those drugs which should be taken under medical supervision. Then Schedule H. Schedule H deals with all drugs which should be sold by retail only when it is prescribed by a registered medical practitioner, RMP, registered medical practitioner. So we call them as prescription only drugs, and most of the drugs are coming under Schedule H. So these are the drugs which need to be sold by retail only when there is a prescription by RMP. When the patient shows the prescription, then only these drugs should be given, and most of the drugs fall under Schedule H. So as far as important schedules we say in common usage, Schedule G and Schedule H. Schedule I is not there. Then we will go for Schedule J, which gives the list of ailments or diseases for which no drug should claim prevention or cure. Because these diseases which are coming under Schedule J cannot be cured or prevented, and if somebody is claiming, then he or she is punishable. So it deals with list of ailments for which no drug should claim prevention or cure. Then we will go for Schedule K. Schedule K lays down the conditions under which the certain cases are exempted from the provisions of Chapter 4 of the Drugs Act. So Chapter 4 mainly deals with the poisonous substances. So the conditions under which certain cases are exempted from the provisions of Chapter 4 are coming under Schedule K. Then Schedule M, another important schedule, which deals with the good manufacturing practices or GMP. So it deals with the GMP guidelines and requirements of premises, plant and equipment, and it is only for allopathic medicine. And it has two parts, Part 1, Part 2, GMP and factory premises, that is coming under Part 1, plants and equipments are coming under Part 2. So good manufacturing practices and requirements of premises, Part 1, plant and equipment requirements, Part 2, and this is only for allopathic medicine, Schedule M. Then Schedule M1, M2, M3. Schedule M1, it deals with the detailed requirements of factory premises for manufacture of homeopathic drugs. For homeopathic drug manufacturing, requirements of factory premises, M1. For cosmetic manufacturing, requirement of factory premises, M2. For medical devices manufacturing, requirement of factory premises given in M3 schedule. Now, Schedule N. Schedule N deals with the minimum equipment of a pharmacy, and it gives directions regarding entrance of a pharmacy, premises, furniture required, apparatus required, and all other general provisions are coming under Schedule N for a pharmacy, and basically it is dealing with minimum equipment of a pharmacy. Then Schedule O, it deals with provisions applicable to disinfectant fluids. Schedule O, disinfectant fluids, what are the provisions applicable? Schedule P, P for period, it deals with expiry period of drugs. It gives the periods in months for which the drug is expected to retain its potency under the conditions of storage notified by the licensing authority. So it is Schedule P, which deals with the expiry period of the drugs. And there is another Schedule P1, which deals with the pack size of drugs. What should be the pack size for different drugs? Then Schedule Q, it deals with the list of dyes, colors and pigments permitted to be used in cosmetics and soaps. For cosmetics and soaps, what are the dyes, colors and pigments permitted? The list is given in Schedule Q. Then Schedule R deals with the standards for mechanical contraceptives. So it describes all the standards for mechanical contraceptives, and Schedule R1 deals with the standards of medical devices. Then Schedule S, it deals with the standards for cosmetics. So it prescribes the standards for cosmetics. Schedule T lays down the requirements of factory premises and hygienic conditions for Ayurvedic and Unani drugs. For Ayurvedic and Unani drugs, what should be the factory premises and other hygienic conditions requirement is given in Schedule T. Then U and U1, it deals with particulars to be shown in manufacturing records. So in a manufacturing unit, what should be, how should be the record maintained, that is given in Schedule U and U1. Schedule V gives the standards for patent and proprietary medicines. Proprietary medicines are the branded medicines. Okay, what should be the standards? That is prescribed in Schedule V. Then Schedule W, it gives the names of drugs marketed or which shall be marketed under generic names only. All the drugs which should be marketed only under generic names. For example, paracetamol, it is the generic name, and crocin is the proprietary name or branded name. So all the names of drugs which should be marketed under generic names is given in Schedule W. This is another important schedule. Then names of psychotropic drugs requiring special license for manufacturing and sale. So it deals with the list of psychotropic drugs which require special licenses for manufacturing and sale. That is coming under Schedule X. And Schedule Y specifies the requirements and guidelines on clinical trials, import and manufacture of new drugs. So it deals with new drugs. So new drug discovery process, the clinical trials, as well as import and manufacture of all these new drugs are given, requirements are given and guidelines are given in Schedule Y. So Schedule W, Schedule X, Schedule Y are important schedules in common usage. Then Schedule P is another important schedule in common usage. Then Schedule M is another important one for common usage, and Schedule G, Schedule H, Schedule C and C1, these are the important schedules for common usage. You can tick mark here. So this is all about the schedules, drug schedules in India. Thank you.